I think what resonates me about the Seder plate is just the whole thing. It just represents the whole process of liberation, and the journey that everyone has taken. The Israelites took getting out of Egypt, and kind of symbolizes for me in terms of LGBTQ inclusion in the Passover Seder is our journey of liberation over these past, I'd say, like 40, 50 years now, and how far we've come. I'm not sure if there's any one particular item on the Seder plate. Maybe the maror. I would say just it's the journey. It's the whole process that kind of resonates with me. Nothing one particular thing stands out, but I would, just the fact that it's a long journey. Maybe it's the symbolism behind that. It took 40 years to get through the desert into the land of Canaan. It's taken, the gay community, LGBTQ community in America, at least 50 years since Stonewall to get to this point where we are, we're able to get married and to live a life in freedom. And we still have some setbacks from time to time. We've just had a 4-year setback. So I think it kind of symbolizes the journey that everyone takes, that we have a long journey to go, a path that we see, and that from time to time we're going to have some bumps in the road, we'll have some setbacks, some tears, but we have to continue that journey to get to where we need to go, to get to the promised land. I would say if I had to add a question to the Seder, I would probably ask, what is it that the Jewish experience informs us as LGBTQ members of the community? What is it that we can take from that experience and guide us moving forward? I'm not sure if I have an activity necessarily, but I'm a former history teacher, so I kind of like the idea of having timelines, and I have seen timelines in other Haggadot, and you see the progression where things have taken place. I kind of want to see a timeline of what LGBTQ Jews have and larger LGBT community has gone through over time, to kind of see that pathway to the steps that have been taken along the journey of liberation. And I think that would kind of help us see that it is a long struggle, but in the grand space of time, it might be a short struggle. So I think with a timeline, it would show memorable moments in history, pictures, historical pictures. So maybe, in 1969, the year that I was born, you would see Stonewall, for example, and what that looked like. And then, whether it was Supreme Court decisions, the policy about gays in the military, the don't ask, don't tell policy, the Supreme Court decision that legalized gay marriage, the picture of the White House lit up in rainbow colors, the inclusion of transgender people in the military, and also when it was taken away and now reimposed, the ability to serve openly, to see those kinds of things and see pictures of those historical moments. I think that would be an incredible visual way to see the progress that has been made along the journey. I think when it comes to the Jewish community in general and the LGBTQ community, just like when you think about the civil rights movement and the African American community, there's so many things in common that we have with one another, and shared experiences that we can only learn from each other from these experiences. And so learning the history, the retelling it, even though we know the story from year to year, it continues to remind us and continues to make us aware of our responsibility to continue telling the story and to continue making sure that we become a more free and just people, whether it's LGBTQ, African American, Jewish, whatever group. The goal is to pursue justice, to pursue freedom, to pursue understanding and knowledge. And ultimately, I think that just brings us more understanding of one another's and our shared experiences. And hopefully that helps us literally break bread, break the matzot, break the challah, whatever it is that we can come together and share meals together and share experiences, and then ultimately become friends with one another. And I think that's kind of the large overarching lesson of all of this.